Okay, my name is Max, and I'm the guy behind Salt the Earth. And recently, I've been working a lot on the interface. There's been a lot of changes, and I just wanted to go over where the game is at and kind of give a quick tour of where we're at. So, as you can see, I'm looking at the page here on Steam, and I just uploaded the latest build earlier today. So, when you play the game, this is basically what happens. So, we get a nice little splash. We get my company, Omnis Rector, and then you get a loading bar. Now, this loading bar, I'd love to make this smooth, but this is actually a representative loading bar of actual things being loaded. So there it goes. And then you get right into here, the login page. Now, the login page, it's automatically been filled by my username and password, and the news articles that you see here, those are actually being pulled from the database. So that actually is working. So we go ahead and log in. And the first page that you see, you have the same news articles that you just saw on the left, but you have more information about the recent updates. And then on the right side, you have your matchmaking, like how you actually get into the game. Now, what I have here in the middle is your build. A build is a collection of units and abilities for a certain race. And so if I wanted to change that build, I could choose another build. This build I overspent on money, so this build is invalid, but I can change which race I'm playing. So I've got another one here for undead. And if you hover over the units, you get detailed information about the stats. You get information about the abilities. I have options right here for 1v1 and 2v2, unranked and ranked gameplay. I don't actually have support for 2v2 yet, but I'm building it into the interface because without a doubt it's going to be something that I want to do. You can change which build. Now, if you're interested in what units there are, you can go to this interface here, and it lets you look at each of the units individually. You get all of their stats, all of their abilities, and you can see that some of these are grayed out. This one still needs a little bit of work. It's a shader issue. Some of them aren't available because you haven't unlocked them yet, and I'll get into that in just a second. But I'm just going to click through a little bit and look at all the different units. So these are the dwarves, engineer. There's even some artillery pieces. Then we get into the orcs, different kinds of orcs. They even have a cyclops. Demons, lots and lots of red skin. Also, this guy is by far the largest creature that we have. The pit fiend, and then back to humans. So that's kind of just the interface to help you familiarize yourself with the units and their abilities. The profile UI is still under construction, and this is the build UI. So this is where you set up builds. So this is what I've been working on so much in the last month or so. So let's say I want to create a new build for, let's do one for the orcs because I haven't done one for that. Or let's do one for the demons. So I've got new demon build here. Let's do fire spam build. And let's start off with a couple overlords. And you can see that I've hit the limit of units that I can here. Now, they come with Demonic Invocation, and I'm going to go with Firestorm as an ultimate, and I'm going to spawn a whole bunch of imps. So you can see that it's adding abilities, and you can see that you can preview the keybinds here for those abilities. Then I'll get a couple of these, the Hellcasters, with Hate Spikes and Rain of Fire, which I think are two great abilities. And then we'll get, how much gold do I have left? 725. I'll get a couple tanks, and then maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3 warriors. And then we'll go ahead and save that build. And now it's saved, and I can go back to this interface, and I can actually queue up with this build. So this build is something that represents a collection of units. This build is probably not a great build because it's very low on units. I only got 12 units, if I were to switch to something like the Undead, you can see I've got a much higher unit count here, 22 or 16. So let's talk about unlocking units. So as you play the game, you can see here it pulled in my username here. The first number here is your ranking. The second number is the number of games played. These are both bogus numbers right now. And the third one is how much money you have. And what you can do is you can unlock things with this progression UI. So as you play games, you earn a currency, and that currency, you get more of it if you win, but you always get some if you play the game no matter what. And so you can use that to unlock races, you can use it to unlock units, you can use it to unlock abilities. So let's say I wanted to unlock the warrior. I just click it and it unlocks, and I've spent that amount here. Let's say I want to get lesser bone shield. That costs 50 to unlock. There we go. And so we have all these different like trees for all the different units and all the different abilities. And the reason that I did it this way is because if I just drop players into the game, there's going to be way too many units and way too many abilities for anyone to really learn them all at once. And so what I wanted people to do is I want players to progress through the game, play the game, earn a unit or a couple abilities at a time, create new builds, and then play around with it and test it. I'm really into talent trees. I'm really into multi-classing in a lot of games. And so I really wanted to put this in here. So this is everything that I've been working on recently, a lot of UI stuff, and it's been a lot of fun, but I'm also really glad to be done with it. Tomorrow I'm putting this video up there just so I can get this information out there, and then after that I'm going to be working with the Amazon GameLift API to work on multiplayer scaling. My goal is to get this game out to a multiplayer audience for testing as soon as possible. It is, I cannot say this enough, it is so past time that I get this game into the hands of random internet people. So if you're watching this, thanks for following along with the development, and I really, really, really hope to see some of you guys soon. So thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.